How to make the most out of your 24 hours you get each day. That is the golden question we're all trying to figure out. All the influencers, all the TED Talkers, all the book writers, authors, that's what they're called, have tried to answer this for you. And I'm not claiming I have the answers, but all I'm saying is I've been a very busy girl in multiple times in my life. So I'm going to give you guys the tips on how I stay organized and how I manage my time during those extremely busy sections. My first and biggest tip is to get a planner. Managing a busy schedule is impossible if you don't write stuff down. You can use a physical planner or just the calendar app on your phone. Personally, I use both. I like writing stuff out, but also I don't have my planner when I'm out and about. There are other apps you can use. I've personally not experimented with any of those because I like it really simple. So the calendar app is great. Either way, it is imperative that you do not rely solely on your memory to remember everything you need to get done. You're just gonna forget stuff. There's no way you're going to remember everything you need to do. Something's going to get forgotten and then you're going to be mad at yourself. My first step I always do when planning out my week is to do an audit of my week. You need to take an honest look at your typical week and ask yourself these two questions. 1, where am I wasting the most time? And 2, what days can I either wake up earlier or stay up later? We'll talk more about that later. Next thing I do is make a multi-tiered priorities list. Write down everything you need to get done, everything that you want to get done, everything. Then you're going to organize that list into 3 categories. Your first category is the non-negotiables. These are things that you have to do no matter what. You can't get around them. Those are things like work, your class schedule, childcare if you're taking care of children, things that you have to do no matter what. Next are your date specific activities. These are things like a test coming up, an assignment due, a doctor's appointment, dinner date, things that have already been planned for a specific time on a specific date. The last tier is optional routine activities. So these are things that you need or want to get done each week, but they aren't time specific and they aren't mandatory. So obviously you have to go to work every day, but something you don't have to do at a specific time every single day is go to the gym, for example, or engage in a hobby. Stuff like that that's not specifically time bound, but still important to you that you get it done. Once your to-do list is in multiple tiers, you can take an honest look at everything you need to get done and how your week is looking and decide what could possibly be postponed or even cut out of your list for the week. In reality, there's not enough time to do everything we need to do. To be completely honest, that could be the end of the video right there. There's just not enough time. We often overestimate the amount of things we can get done in one day. So having this honest priorities list can really show you what I can put to the side and what I actually need to get done. An example in my life is running. I was working towards a 10K a couple years ago and then I got injured. It wasn't running related, but I got injured and was not able to run. I've not gotten back into it, but I want to. Like, the weather's warming up. I'm looking at the running influencers, even just like my friends on Instagram are posting their Stravas on their Instagram stories, and I'm just like, oh, I want to get back into it. However, at this point in my fitness journey, strength training is the main focus for me. So if there's a day where I have an hour to work out, I'm going to spend that hour doing strength training. The last step of setting up your planner for the week is to plug your to-do list into your planner in order of importance. Write down your work schedule, write down any doctor's appointments and any dates, any stuff like that, everything that you have to do. And then once you get to your third tier, that's when you can look at the gaps between your non-negotiables and kind of start plugging those in. Now, this is where things get complicated when you're in an extremely busy time in your life. What if your non-negotiables are the only thing you can put in your calendar and nothing else is fitting? I'm going to give you some tips on how to tackle that to-do list even if it seems impossible. Tip number 1, utilize your mornings. If you can get up an hour earlier and check something off your to-do list before work / school / your first obligation for the day, not only are you checking something off your to-do list, but you're also starting your day with a win, which always makes me feel good. On Saturdays, I take a class at the gym at 9 a.m. and I used to just wake up at 8 and just go straight to the gym from waking up. But recently I've started waking up at 6:45 on Saturdays and spending an hour just uninterrupted cleaning, tidying, just getting my apartment together, and then I go to the gym, and that makes me feel so good. Not only do I come home to a clean apartment, but I've already done my biggest chore for the day and I can spend the rest of my day doing whatever else I need to do. This can work the other way around too. Personally for me, I get to work at 6 a.m. every morning, so I'm already up very early, but I try to get in bed around 8. But if there's something I need to check off my list, some last minute thing I can do, I'll take an extra hour to maybe finish up laundry or check off my list, and then I'll get in bed at 9. Now, sleep is one of the most important factors of our health, so don't confuse me giving this tip by me endorsing sleep deprivation. Obviously, there are some days where getting the right amount of sleep and getting good sleep should be your number one priority. But this is just an example for those days where you just really have so much to do and not enough time. Just see, when you're auditing your week, see if there's a couple days in there where you can maybe get up an hour earlier or stay up an hour later. And you'll be surprised with what you can get done in that extra hour. My next tip is to put your phone in another room. Get it out of sight. Get it out of mind. One of my high school teachers once asked the class, if you replaced picking up your phone with doing something productive, how much more would you have achieved today? And that has stuck with me all these years later. Coach Schreer, I know you're not watching this, but you stuck with me. And I don't mean put it down on the counter, face down, or keep it in your pocket. I mean, lock it in another room. Have it to where you can't even see it. You can't even hear it if you have your ringer on or you have it buzz or whatever. Make it to where your phone doesn't exist in your life. During your audit of your week, you'll notice that you waste a lot more time than you think on that damn phone. On those days where I have to get a lot done, I don't even take my phone out of my purse when I get home from work until I have to plug it in for bed. Now, if you're addicted to your phone, which a lot of us are, this can be a struggle. Instead of trying to be off your phone for an entire afternoon, start small. Start with a 30-minute interval. So set a timer for 30 minutes and then take 10-15 minute phone break and then set another timer for 30 minutes and then gradually increase those increments to where you're not on your phone, and then eventually you will spend all afternoon not on your phone. It just frees your mind. It's just not having your phone in the room, even just your phone sitting across the room, there's a level of anxiety. And so if you just get it out of the room, your mind just feels less cluttered. My third tip is to ask yourself, am I doing this because I want to or because I'm avoiding doing something else? My job is very physically and mentally exhausting. On days I don't work, I just want to rest and watch TV all day and mentally and physically recover before I go to work the next day. I thought this was what I wanted until the end of the day came and laundry still wasn't done, the apartment was still a mess, and everything I wanted to get done that day had not been done yet. And this actually made me feel more stressed out and actually less rested because I was now guilty and stressed that I wasted my day laying in bed when I thought that I was just somebody who loved to rest. Now, don't get me wrong, I still love lounging around and watching TV, but I've shifted my mindset to this. I will get up and get done what I need to get done. And the faster I get everything done, the faster I can sit my butt on the couch and relax. This was an absolute game changer for me. I noticed that I felt more rested when I got out of bed first thing in the morning and got everything I needed to get done. and then rested in the evening. I thought it's what I wanted, but really I was just avoiding getting up and being productive. Tip number 4 is make your life as automated as possible. Now, I'm gonna preface this by saying this is not good long term. If you do the same things every day, automate everything, that is a recipe for burnout. And if you find that that's what you need to do to get by for months and months and months on end, you might want to reevaluate what your life is looking like, because that is horrible for your mental health. But I'm just giving you advice as somebody who has been extremely busy. I know I've said it so many times, but like, this is just things that have helped me. So this is just my example, and like I said, it's kind of extreme, but I eat the same meal for breakfast and the same meal for lunch every single day. Like, my breakfast is the same every day, and then my lunch is the same every day. I occasionally change it up on the weekends, but mostly I just stick to that, because not only does that save me time shopping, because I know exactly what I need and I know exactly how much I need to get each week, but also saves me time trying to decide what to eat. I can just do it without even thinking about it. It doesn't take any mental energy, and I can just fix it and eat it, and I don't have to think about it. This goes back to meal prepping. If you don't want to make the exact same breakfast and lunch every single day, which I totally understand, meal prep just one meal a day, or even just ingredient prep. I'll just cook a bunch of different ingredients, and then throughout the week, we'll just kind of mix and match things. And we don't have to cook. We just kind of throw things together and heat it up. And it saves so much time, because I don't have to think about what I'm going to cook. I don't have to think about what I'm going to eat. And of course, the obvious answer is that it's healthier too. Have a formula or uniform for what you wear each day. Now, for me, I actually wear a uniform to work. I have 3 of the exact same shirts and 3 pairs of the exact same pants, and then I wear the same tennis shoes every single day. For most of you who don't wear a uniform to work, figure out what you like to wear, what you feel the best in, and then within the context of your style, create a uniform for yourself, different versions of the same outfit, so that you're not standing in front of your closet for 30 minutes trying to figure out what you want to wear. Eliminating choice is the key to saving time. The less you have to think about which option you're going to choose, the more time you have for other things. And I'm going to leave you guys with this quote from Kelty O'Connor: plan weekly, adjust daily. Don't make your schedule so rigid that you skip something altogether because you didn't do it in the allotted time you had for it. An example is, if you really want to start stretching before work, do a little 15-minute stretch routine, and then you oversleep, that doesn't mean that you don't have to stretch that day. You can stretch after work. You can stretch before bed. You can stretch right before dinner. If you want to work out and you only have half an hour, don't say I can't work out because you can't go to the gym for your full hour and a half workout. There are dozens and dozens and dozens of guided YouTube videos where you can do a workout and they show you everything you need to do in the amount of time that you have. That concludes this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any other advice for extremely busy people, leave them in the comments. I would love to hear what your advice is. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.